adrenaline and resolve, every thought out of control. He did it all to prove his destiny. Cody Rhodes is the WWE Universal Champion. He finished the story. It was an epic main event and a undeniable kickstart to a new era in WWE. I am Omer Q for Real Take Wrestling. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. WrestleMania 40. Arguably the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Definitely was from a business standpoint. And you can argue from a main event standpoint, this was the most star-studded main event to ever grace the showcase of the Immortals. You had Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, so much on the line. Blood, sweat, tears. 18 years of absolute sacrifice from Cody Rhodes, and it all paid off as he wins the undisputed Universal Championship tonight. And he did it with a little bit of help, but he did it with some epic help. Undertaker, John Cena, so many people came out. I can't wait to talk about it. Guys, what did you think of WrestleMania? Look, I have my thoughts about the way that we all got here, but the fact that we are here and Cody is the champion, it is the right decision, and it is the right person to kick off this new, innovative, and absolutely, seemingly epic era of WWE. Yes, there are so many questions to be asked about some of the people who were involved in the main event, some of the people who came after the main event, but one thing is true, and that is that Cody Rhodes, the son of a plumber, worked his tail off to get to this point. And we can all agree, whether you're a WWE, AEW, New Japan, GCW fan, that Cody winning this belt was a well-deserved crowning of the king. Cody, make no mistake about it. Cody is the king right now of WWE. Guys, I want to hear what you thought of Mania. There's so much to get into. We got Matt rocking in the chat saying, yes, Cody won, man. Cody did it. Well, let's talk about the match. There's so much else to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about McIntyre. We're going to talk about Rollins, Bayley, all that stuff. But let's begin with the main event. Cody, Roman Reigns, the winner of back-to-back Royal Rumbles versus the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion for the past 3 years, Roman Reigns, someone who has not lost in 31 title defenses, stemming from facing the likes of John Cena, Edge, Bryan Danielson, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and so many more. All of this has culminated into a moment where Cody not only gets crowned as the Universal Champion, but gets the reward of being the guy who finally, by God, unseated Roman Reigns. And for whatever negatives we want to espouse to the way we got here, and there are many, because the storyline, let's be honest, for the past year has largely sucked, but the fact that we got here and the moment, like it made the story like not matter as much. And is it the way I would have done it? No, but it was still epic, and it was still an iconic and historic WrestleMania moment. They start off the match, and I thought that, it's interesting. I thought that this match was going to be very similar to what we saw last night, I should say, where there was really no wrestling other than like a few spots, but it was going to be more so spectacle. And not to say most of Roman's matches tend to be spectacle, but there's a lot of good wrestling as well. But Roman Reigns did an absolutely fantastic job at making Cody Rhodes look great. Vice versa, Cody made Roman look like $1,000,000. These two worked their butts off to get everything in this match over. From Roman hitting crossroads to Cody for a 2 count, for Cody kicking out of a Samoan spike from Solo Sikoa and spear combo from Roman Reigns, and so much more. These guys work their tails off, and they are honestly the personification of what great sports entertainment is. Man, I don't even know where to. There's so many places we could go here. Let's talk about what everyone really wants to talk about, which is the finishing sequences of the match. I'll talk about the wrestling a little bit later on in the show, but finishing sequence of the match was Solo Sikoa making his presence known after Jimmy and Jey Uso fought themselves, literally throwing both of themselves off the stage through some tables. That was an insane bump. I hope both Usos are okay. But they take that bump. Solo Sikoa comes out. They deliver the Samoan spike spear combo to Cody, and it garners a 2. No matter what happened, Roman Reigns could not put Cody away. Cody finally is able to fight them off. John Cena then comes out to even the odds, because remember, John Cena has played a part in this bloodline story. He has not only been screwed over in this story by Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship, but also the dude faced Solo Sikoa at a recent pay-per-view. So there is history, or there was history, I should say, for these two to work off of, and they did. So Roman Reigns gets an FU from John Cena. John Cena takes out Solo Sikoa through a table. Crowd is going wild. Absolute pandemonium. And then Rock comes out. And we get Rock Cena. First time together in a ring like this, face-to-face, toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose, since WrestleMania 29, when John Cena avenged his loss from The Rock from the previous year. And then we get that historic stare down. This was reminiscent of redacted Rock from WrestleMania 18. Looking in one direction, looking in the other, letting the people's reaction do all of the work. Then they go toe-to-toe, and Rock, of course, wins their little toe-to-toe, delivers the rock bottom to John Cena, and Rock is left standing in the ring. He takes out his belt, and we hear Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. The Shield's music plays. Everyone is going in absolutely out of their mind. I was watching this with some friends, and we're like, is Jon Moxley coming out? And look, at this point, you don't put it past them. I highly doubt that's the case, considering some of the things that are going on between WWE and AEW at this point. But we get that. Seth Rollins comes out in full Shield garb, gets clattered by The Rock, eats a big belt to the face, and Rock is talking that talk. And here I am thinking, okay, we're going to get like maybe a turn from The Rock or whatever. No, the lights go out. We hear the gong. Undertaker just appears because reasons and chokeslams The Rock and then disappears. I will talk about that specific moment towards the end of the show. Because it warrants a little bit of digging into, in my opinion. But chokeslam is delivered to The Rock. He's taken out of the equation. So it's just Roman, Cody, toe-to-toe. And Cody Rhodes reverses a spear. Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. And new, undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. He has finished the story. The son of a plumber, the man who helped start a revolution in All Elite Wrestling, the man who came back as the prodigal son in WWE, has finally finished his story and accomplished his American dream and turned the American Nightmare from last year into nothing but a faded memory. Cody Rhodes avenging his loss is one of the biggest moments in WrestleMania history. And What happened afterwards, of course, we had a celebration. All of Roman's former foes came out. Randy Orton, L.A. Knight, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, everyone came out to celebrate with Cody. They lifted him up on their shoulders. He calls out Triple H and Bruce Pritchard, of all people. We'll also talk about that towards the end of the show. And he proclaims that this moment would not have been possible without the help of Bruce Pritchard, without the help of Triple H. And he wanted to start off this new era by paying homage and giving that level of gratitude to Paul Levesque, aka Triple H. This was a really, really great moment. I mean, like, what was it? Again, I will get into my thoughts on the more sports entertainment aspect of it, but the wrestling was great. Like, this was a great match. I thought that they did what I wanted them to do, which is have they're gonna do the spectacle. That's great. You're gonna get a massive reaction. Fantastic. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not trying to come across as dismissive of that. But they do all that. We know WWE is gonna do all that. That's great. But for me, the best part was that Cody got to do it, and he did it on his own. That, to me, is what matters. And I'm so happy they did it. We got Matt in the chat saying, good job, Cody Rhodes. Absolutely fantastic job, Cody. Karen Moore in the chat saying, I told you Cody will win, and you're damn right he did. Cell in the chat says, oh no. Cell says, I'm going to miss Roman Reigns. What a run he had. I don't care. He was my guy. He was a lot of people's guys. And then Cell also brings up an interesting point. I thought it would be Stone Cold, not The Undertaker. Yeah, I also thought it would not be The Undertaker. However, it's weird how these things tend to play out. But man, it's a crazy, crazy, crazy time. Guys, by the way, be sure to smash that like button if you haven't already done so. Helps more people see the stream. Helps keep the channel going and add more people to the Real Take community. So, of course, we also got John Beal in the chat saying, so happy for Cody finally finished his story, but I'm angry that Asuka never got her first WrestleMania win. Of course, alluding to Asuka and the rest of Damage Control losing last night. Yeah, I mean, if we're being honest, I'll just do a quick aside here. If we're being honest, Asuka should have won against Charlotte Flair. There's no reason why they should have had her lose at WrestleMania 34. Charlotte ended up losing the belt just a few days later anyway. It made Asuka look weak. You defeated her for no reason. But again, that was Vince McMahon dog shit booking. That's just what it was. We got Uche in the chat saying Roman tear emoji. Oh no. The Usos are coming out, man. The Usos are coming out. They are coming out strong for the Tribals chief. Yo, hey man, acknowledge Roman Reigns though. We gotta acknowledge Roman Reigns because that man. Say what you want about how stale his story his title run got, and it did get stale for a bit there. It got very stale when he was there. Whenever Roman was there and he had a big match, you knew it was always going to deliver. And it's because of the presence that they have built up, but it's also because of the man, Joe Anoa'i. He is going to go down as one of the best in WWE history. There is no question. And he deserves every accolade that's given to him. The man is taking pills for his leukemia to this day. And he's wrestling banger matches after banger match after banger match. Absolute legend, Roman Reigns. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Tribal Chief. Throw the ones up. Guys, let me know what you thought of WrestleMania in the chat. Oh, man. And again, like, the cool thing, too, is, man, you got to see Cody there with Brandy. Like, we have not seen Brandy in such a long time with Cody presented on TV, basically going back to his time in AEW. And it felt right. It felt right with Brandy right there with him, because that's just who Cody was when he changed himself. Like, there are a lot of people I know who did not get a chance to see Cody on the indies, but what so many fans like myself, like, when we fell in love with who Cody Rhodes was and what he represented and the revolution that, he helped start with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, like, when that rise when he was on the indies, that rise when he was at Ring of Honor, New Japan, and TNA, that Cody Rhodes is who many of us fell in love with. And the beautiful part about his return to WWE, we got essentially that same Cody coming back. Yes, it's a bit of a different character change, but it was the same guy, the same presentation, the same history. And WWE alluding to the history of Cody starting that revolution, starting AEW, and acknowledging that AEW was revolutionary, that All In as a show was revolutionary. It's things like that that go a long way to building trust with your audience, to building up your audience, and hopefully for WWE, bringing back some of the more disenchanted and disillusioned fans who left to go and exclusively watch AEW. You're not going to be able to appease everyone, obviously, because they are, at the end of the day, largely focused on two different areas of professional wrestling. One focuses more on, the in-ring aspect, like AEW does, as well as the storyline aspect, and WWE focuses on stories, but mostly moments. But that's fine, because you have millions of people who enjoy both. And whenever we see and hear companies like, alluding to that, and we get that, I just think it's absolutely dope. We got John in the chat saying, I hope Asuka gets her chance someday next year at WrestleMania. But once again, congratulations, Cody. Yes, congrats, Cody, man. All the Cody crybabies over there in Philly are absolutely, like, going nuts. Like, I know Brian out there. Shout out to you, Brian. I'm so happy for you. I know I owe you $50 now. Kenny Bomb is. I know damn well Kenny Bomb is not mad. That man is happy as hell because he got to see The Undertaker. Like, he literally texted me right now. Kenny Bomb literally texted me right now. The Undertaker was the best part. Every time I see him, I think it's gonna be the last. Oh man! Shout out to Kenny Bomb, guys. Go subscribe to his channel. Oh man! What a night! What a moment! What a WrestleMania! What a video! Whoo-wee. Man. What else can we talk about? I mean, there's so much to talk about. I mean, I'll just say this. Like, we all fully expected Cody to win, right? Like, that was a no-brainer. It was a bit of a no-brainer, I should say. But seeing it happen in the way that it did, was so cool. And it goes back to this. WWE knows exactly what they're doing as a business. And speaking more to the business side of this, they know what this is. Not only are you building up a top babyface and you've created this new super babyface, Cody winning the belt now, it takes him to a whole nother stratosphere, because he was already the top guy essentially in WWE, but cementing it in this way and validating it to this degree is just, it's going to do wonders for him, and he's going to be even bigger somehow because of it. But on the flip side, from a business standpoint, you have made, and they do a great job of this, and this is done on purpose, you've made so many moments in this match that, honestly, this is one of the most valuable pieces of content. This match, this 30 whatever minutes, is one of the most valuable pieces of content that WWE has ever developed. Because when you sell to a library, when you sell your library, when you sell the rights to your library, whenever the Peacock deal is up in a few years, like, this is part of it. And this is why WWE as a business is very focused. And they understand. They're very focused on making these big moments, because they know that is where the value is for them. They know that is where the value is for the streamers, because the way streamers make money is when people watch their shit. And you're going to get people to go back and watch a lot more stuff if no matter what, you got those big moments. They might not even know the story, but man, hey, that Undertaker thing, that when he was helping Cody Rhodes, people are going to go to Peacock and tune it up. Hey, that like John Cena, they're going to go and tune it up. Cody winning the belt, you're going to go tune it up. Cody's speech afterwards, you're going to go tune it up. Like that, like they understand the value of these moments as a business, and they created a bunch of them. Now, personally, like again, take personally out of it, right? Like it worked. It is effective. It is great. And it's fantastic. Shout out to Cody. Like, as someone who witnessed his rise, man, on when he left WWE and paid so close attention to it, every episode of BTE, every single thing he did, after Revival, just pointing at random signs. It was like Cody pointing at random signs on BTE, I think, is what endeared him to me, like, more than anything. Because he was just like, man, it was so funny. I love Cody. I absolutely adore Cody Rhodes. Shout out to him. He deserves it. We'll come back to Cody in a second. Guys. Before I forget, though, guys, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We got John Beal in the chat saying, let's hope Swerve finishes his story at AEW Dynasty. I'm going to be in attendance at AEW Dynasty in a few weeks, so let's hope he does, because that's also going to be an absolutely unmissable moment. Like, can't miss. The work that Swerve has done over the past year has been some of the best in pro wrestling. I thought that they had the match of the year last year with himself and Hangman Page. That was just fantastic. Exactly, like in my view, still to this day, the best hardcore match I've ever seen. Texas Death, hardcore, no disqualification, anything, best I've ever seen. Well, we did have more on this show, guys, so we'll get to, Charles in the chat. What's up, Charles? Good to see you. Too emotional moment. It was a cool main event. It was cool. It was really cool. And WWE, like I said, they know what they're doing. They're going to make as many cool moments as possible, because that is the business that they are in, and they understand it. And guys, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I know that people are gonna say a lot of things, but there ain't nothing wrong with WWE being in the business they're in, and making sure that they're helping their bottom line. Now, well, in a positive way, if you're not cutting talent. Anyway, speaking of the positive, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins opened up the show and did it with a bang on some DDP stuff. So they had a great match. I thought that Drew McIntyre did a great job of really, putting together this character that he has been working on over the past number of months. Calling out CM Punk and all that stuff, and being the best troll in professional wrestling right now. But what he did today was like absolutely next level. And look, it bit him in the ass because we had to cash in. Let's talk about it. Drew McIntyre, Claymore for the dub against Seth Rollins. A moment of respect between these two after the match, where Rollins says, "This is your belt now, man. It's your moment. Congratulations." And McIntyre holding the belt, looking at CM Punk, who's on commentary. He first goes over and, hugs his partner and his friend. He then takes a phone and he tweets out, literally tweets from his X account. And let me see. Let me pull up the exact tweet, because it was pretty funny. Drew McIntyre tweets out, "Bored at work, LOL," after he won the belt, literally on camera, like, does it. And then the camera switches to a shot of McIntyre and Punk. McIntyre begins taunting CM Punk, literally getting in his face, saying, "You'll never have this. You'll never have this. Like, look at you and your broken arm. Nah. You'll never have this." And then CM Punk trips McIntyre, takes the tricep, or sorry, excuse me, the brace that he's been wearing for that torn tricep, and batters, what am I, from Boston? Batters Drew McIntyre with it, and we get McIntyre prone, down, and Damian Priest music plays. We were all waiting to see if we would get this moment. Will we see another cash in at WrestleMania? We did. Damian Priest cashed in, and immediately the referee, we didn't get that stupid old, like, oh, do you want to cash in? Are you sure you want to cash in? Yeah, you sure you want to? Are you sure? We didn't get any of that. And that was amazing because it's the dumbest thing in the world when the ref does that. So McIntyre gets the Money in the Bank cashed in on him by Damian Priest. Priest then takes advantage, hits his chokeslam on McIntyre. 1, 2, 3. New for the first time ever, WWE World's Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. I didn't say Punishment Martinez this time. Ayo. Man. There's this match had a lot of people talking. Or this moment, I should say, have many talking, myself included. Because on one hand, right, we needed eventually to figure out what the hell was going to happen with this Damian Priest thing. Like, what were you going to do? Were you going to have him cash in on, like, Gunther? Were you going to have him chant in on someone else? But that's not what they did. They had him cash in on the world champion, and he won. And he beat McIntyre, who had literally just won his first belt at Mania in front of fans. Because remember, the first time he became world champion, he beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 36, but there were no fans. We all thought he was going to get this moment. He was going to get to bask in, and he was. He was basking in it. He was looking pretty thugnificent out there. He was basking in it so strongly. But getting the Money in the Bank cashed in on him, I think the obvious thing here is they are pushing forward with a feud between him and CM Punk. That much is very clear. Now, the question becomes, did you need to take the belt off of him in that moment? And this goes back to something I talked about earlier with the Cody Rhodes situation and, making moments and WWE understanding what they are. WrestleMania is not just I'll be honest with y'all. WrestleMania is not just, a big, wrestling event where all of these things coincide and we get the culmination of feuds. WrestleMania is a pop culture phenomenon. They are trying to make moments. They are trying to create moments for the library. They are trying to make moments for SportsCenter, make clippable moments for TikTok, all that kind of stuff. They want to expand the reach of their product. And they know the best way to do that is to create as many big moments at Mania and honestly throughout the year as possible, but especially at Mania. And I think moving forward, you're going to see a lot more of that. Moments for the sake of moments, some that make sense, some that, are really cool in the moment, but you're kind of like, all right, what is next, right? And I'm not saying that we had any of those really here. The only glaring one to me was The Undertaker, which I'm not saying it wasn't cool. It was so cool. It was really cool. Did it make sense? We'll talk about that later. But outside of that, I thought that this was a very cool moment that they had the ability to capitalize on because Damian Priest, I'm still making that mistake. Damian Priest is a very talented professional wrestler, and he can go out there and do a lot, and it's going to be a massive test for him, obviously, in the WWE, but, more so it's this, it's going to be important to see what they do with Drew. And, look, there's been a lot of talk about Drew McIntyre's contract situation. Is it up? Is he going to extend? Is he going to go to AEW? All that kind of stuff. It would be hard for me to see Drew leaving at this point. And if he does, CM Punk being the guy to cost him on his way out is going to be wild. And a lot of the anti-Punk crowd is going to do a lot of talking. But, I mean, look, I think there is definitely a way for them to capitalize on this with Drew. By the way, Drew McIntyre, after tweeting bored at work after winning the belt, like immediately after winning the belt, after losing it, he quote tweeted himself and just said, "Fuck." Oh, Drew. Oh, Drew. Oh, you are just the best, Drew McIntyre. Never change. Never change. But yeah, I mean, like, big question. How do you move forward with this? If Punk is ready now, the best thing to do is to move forward with a feud between him and Punk. Whether it happens at Backlash or whether it happens at the next pay-per-view after, it doesn't matter to me. But if Punk is ready, he's the next guy for Drew. If not, then you run the risk of, like, okay, do we have him go against, Damian Priest for the belt? And if he does, do you risk having him beat Damian Priest or losing again? Like, then it becomes a little bit of a, what are we doing here? Because do you want Damian Priest to just be a world champion for, literally a little bit of time? And because Drew's already a main guy. He's won the belt a few times now. But with Damian, it's important that his first run means something. And it's not just a transitional experience, right? For himself and the fans. Because that first run sticks. Think about Finn Balor. Still to this day, what do people remember most about Finn Balor? It is that Universal Championship that he won, becoming the first ever WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, and he lost because he was injured and he had to vacate it the next night. And it was, for whatever reason, with The Office, with Vince, it just never clicked again in the same way, and he was going to the moon. This guy was going to be the biggest star in WWE. Anyway, so, like, do you risk, having that be the first impression from the fans of Damian Priest, or, do you have him go longer? But then, if it's not Priest and it's not Punk, who does Drew face? You're not going to have him go do a thing with Rollins. The thing with Rollins is done. So, again, it becomes a bit of a more difficult question to answer. If Punk is ready, I think you do Punk, and then you have, Damian Priest potentially do a feud with Balor, and we get that Judgment Day breakup. Because remember, they lost the tag team belts, and now Damian Priest has done something that Finn Balor hasn't, which is become a world champion in WWE. Well, give it another, 20-something hours. Give it another 20-something hours, and he will be champion longer than Finn was champion, right? So, man. Woof. Oof, what a time. What a time. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking WrestleMania. I just got done talking about the first match on the card, which was McIntyre versus Rollins with the Damian Priest cash-in. We got some chats here. We got Baptized saying, are they dropping the Undisputed thing? Yes. It seems like, and Cody said this in interviews this week, that he plans to call it the WWE Championship. So it looks like that is the direction they're going in. I believe the Undisputed WWE Championship was always just a thing for Roman because he was the one who combined both belts. So that's what's going on there. At least it seems. Baptiste also said, they just called Cody the WWE Championship in the conference. Yep. I guess that the change is effective immediately. I have not seen the press conference yet, but that rings true with what I'm hearing. So Tom is literally when WWE starts tomorrow is literally when WWE starts a new season. So who is up to the challenge of Cody? I was on Ango's show, the Ango show, earlier last week, and we were kind of talking about this, like, who is the first person to go up against Cody Rhodes? And for my money, there are a few names you could put up there. I think Gunther is someone who's in the mix there if he's not, already planned to win the Money in the Bank. I also think that you could have him go and do a program with Finn Balor and tell that story of Finn Balor failing to win the belt while Damian Priest is on the other show as the champion, and that could be the beginning of their breakup. And I think it's important, right? Just stepping back into Cody Rhodes things real quick. Is in the same way it's important for Damian Priest, who, by the way, someone pointed out to me on Twitter, Damian Priest finished the story before Cody. It's just a meme. But, I think that I think that's it's important to note that Cody's first time as champion is important, and who you have him face is even more important, because you look at some of the times that WWE have done this pivot and they've had someone new come in, their first feud is not great. Bryan Danielson is the best example of this. They had him win, go over strong, beat every member of Evolution who at that point had a pulse. And Ric Flair, I'm sure, had a pulse, but had a heart rate over like 2. But it had him beat like every active member of Evolution. And then the next night, he begins a feud with Kane. Who was never going to win the belt, who was never a real threat to win the belt. And who was going to take that seriously, right? And then obviously Bryan got injured and it derailed from there, but which was out of his control, obviously. But it's going to be important to establish Cody as not only a fighting champion, but as a champion who takes on all comers, but comers who are a threat. Jesus. Internet's going to have fun with that one. But yeah, Cody basically just needs to face someone who I think is a big deal. Whether it's, Finn, whether it's look, just going to put it out there. Braun Breaker as Cody's first opponent would definitely drive interest, because we all know that is someone who WWE speaks very highly of and who they have big plans for. He is a future world champion. There's no doubt about it. And putting him right in there with Cody Rhodes would do him a lot of favors. And, people would think in the back of their mind, look, will they? Will they put the belt on Braun Breaker? You never know. Ali in the chat, welcome. Ali says, what do you think Roman will do tomorrow? He won't be there, I don't think. I mean, Roman very clearly said that if he loses the title, he's gone. And I think he's going to go away for a while. We got Corey Brennan from Fightful just tweeted out, I was told that as WrestleMania Sunday went off the air, Triple H had a backstage meeting message. He had a simple message backstage, saying, quote, everyone have fucking fun more than anything, unquote. Triple H making WWE fun again. We love that. Curious to see what The Rock will do. I think he's going to go away too. I think we're going to... It would have been interesting if we had seen Roman and The Rock do something, but we didn't get that tonight, and I don't think they're going to be on the show moving forward, though. That's just my prediction. Oh man. Someone just messaged me and asked me, was where does this rank as far as crowning achievements at WrestleMania? Man, this was up there for sure. I will say this. It was better than John Cena and Batista's for sure. Definitely. I don't think it was quite up there with Bryan, and that might just be me personally. But Bryan's was just a next level moment, and not say this wasn't, but that was. I think Bryan's was just overall better and bigger in my opinion. And then, what's the other? What's another crowning? Yeah, this might be top 3. This is definitely up there. I'm thinking about it, because Roman didn't really have a crowning achievement. Austin at Mania. Oh, I would say, like, yeah, Brian. I would say Austin, Brian, and this. Yeah, it was Austin, Brian, and this. And look, I think Cody, like, given the history and what happens moving forward, it could very well surpass Brian. Yeah. Shawn Michaels up there too. Although that WrestleMania Iron Man match was booty. It was not a good match. I love Brett and I love Shawn as far as wrestlers, but yeah, that was booty. Like that Iron Man match was not good. Go back and watch it. It was really not good. Oh man. Baptized in the chat says, I thought WWE was giving the US belt to KO. Have Guerrero Benoit moment. Two best friends have the belts. That would have been cool. That's what I thought they were gonna do after I saw them, hug it out before KO went out there. But that was a fun match. Yeah, the U.S. title match. I'll talk about it real quick. That was a really fun match. I believe that Kevin Owens is always going to go out there and put on a show. Same with Orton. I Show Speed cussing up a storm in a prime, dressed up as a prime bottle, is the most Gen Z Twitch-ass thing that anyone could have done. And it was hilarious. And he got his ass kicked by Randy Orton, taking an RKO on the announce table. Yeah, that was that was really funny. Like, honestly, I don't know how else to say. That was just hilarious. So we get that. I gotta adjust myself. By the way, guys, be sure to smash that like button if you haven't already done so. The more likes we get, the more people see the stream. So be sure to smash away, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. But the U.S. title match was really good. I thought, Logan Paul stealing one from Kevin Owens was that tracks. Honestly, it really tracks, and it's cool. It's cool. They put Logan Paul over, and he's going to continue to sponsor the WWE PLEs. He's going to continue to do big business, and that's great. There's a little bug there. Yep. Oh, don't worry. The bug's fine, I think. Maybe. Anyway. We got baptized saying Triple H. A highlight of the night was a 6-man street fight. Yo, Snoop Dogg on commentary was kind of funny. Just peddling gin and juice on everyone. Yeah, I mean, look, I think part of what made that match really fun was it was exactly what it needed to be, which was a plunder match. And we got people to put through tables. Bubba Ray put on the glasses, and he was like, Bobby, get the tables. And, they did the get the table spot. The table broke as soon as Karrion Kross's big body got on there. And they had to get a new table. That was probably one of the only botches. It wasn't even a botch. I was just like, hey, it happens. That happens in pro wrestling. I don't even want to label that a botch. But yeah, that was a really fun match, and I thought Snoop was hilarious on commentary. I thought, it was just like, look, he doesn't know what's going on. that much was clear. I will say this: Mike Tyson being able to coherently talk about Katsuyori Shibata versus Orange Cassidy and Katsuyori Shibata's history in New Japan blew me away. Best celebrity commentating thing ever. Because I was blown away. Was this that? No, but it was still really funny. I remember Snoop Dogg did it was one of those first big Triller shows. It was him and that was legendary. That was Snoop Dogg and Mauro Ranallo on the call. That was the night that I think Jake Paul fought Nate Robinson. Yeah, that was the Jake Paul Nate Robinson night. Who would have thought that would have kickstarted a revolution in boxing? That's nuts, man. Nuts. Oh man. Baptist said, what's your opinion on Bianca's husband a singles run? I've been saying this for years. like WWE, they are really good at creating these moments. Like I said, there are just some times where I'm just really frustrated by how slowly they move at developing some of these stories. Because if we're being honest, like big, big, big fan of what the Street Profits have done, but Montez Ford, we all knew, was a breakout star years ago, and we never got that singles run with Montez Ford, and I wish we did, because like it's been years I've been saying this, like this dude is going to be a world champion. Like he's everything written all over him, charisma. He's got this dude can literally fly. Which how tall is? Hold on, how tall is this man? Yes, he was 6'1", and he's like literally flying all over the place. Like that man is spectacular. He's gonna be a world champion in WWE someday. I just hope it's soon. I just really hope it's soon. Charles, we'll talk about Bruce Pritchard in a second. We'll talk about him. You also had Bayley. Hey, Bayley. Who? Ha! I want to know if you be my girl. We had Bayley go out there and win the WWE Women's Championship from Io Sky, her former teammate, the person she helped start Damage Control with alongside Dakota Kai, and epic. That was really cool. I truly believe that, Bayley is one of the more special talents that WWE's, developed, because her evolution as a character has been, like, I think criminally underrated. And her evolution, she didn't even get involved as a wrestler. She's just always been spectacular. And tonight, I think she proved precisely why she belongs in this spot, and precisely why she was, the first Triple Crown Women's Champion, the first woman to hold the Women's World Championship and the Women's Tag Team belts at the same time. Like, she is just an iconic, like, star of this era. And I thought her and Io had a really great match. She wins with the diving elbow off the top rope. And yep. Well, all four horsewomen have won gold at WrestleMania. Did Mercedes ever win at WrestleMania? Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe am I? I don't know. Because I remember that was a thing for a while that she was not winning. Oh, she might have won with Bayley in the tag team belts. Maybe. Well. Yeah, I mean, like, they all deserved it. They all deserve to win. They're great. Oh, man. What else was on this night? I mean, like, look, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about Cody. Let's go back to talking about Cody. Why the hell not? Because this is what this entire Mania was built around. It was built around this feud. 2 nights, 2 main events, 1 story. Let's get to some of these things. All right. I want to address the first point, right? And I want to be clear before I say any of this, because people will get mad and probably take this out of context. First of all, it's okay. It's professional wrestling. We love Cody. Love the fact that he won. I will say this. I was prepared and I was looking forward to WWE doing the Avengers Assemble thing. And it was really cool the way they did it. But, and I might just be the most jaded, like, mark in the world. Y'all can say whatever you want. The Undertaker showing up was so freaking cool. And it made a big moment. And it made, business sense. From the storyline, though. And I'm gonna be that guy. I know it just happened. I know that, but I literally do this because I talk about I talk about wrestling right on this channel. how did The Undertaker's involvement in this match make sense? Because everyone who got involved at one point, whether it was Jay, Jimmy, or Rollins, has deep history with Roman Reigns, has, most importantly, faced Roman for the title and been screwed out of the title by the Bloodline. Victims of the Bloodline are all massive stars. It just felt so out of place. Like, it literally was WWE. Like, again, hate to be a stickler for the story. It just made zero sense. It's just like, all right, we're just doing it. F it, send The Undertaker out there. We're OP. That's what they did. And look, it worked because people went crazy. Kenny Baum, I know damn well, is always going to defend this booking until, until the day that he passes away, which is a long time away. Shout out to you, Kenny Baum. But I know damn well he's going to defend this booking because he got to see The Undertaker live, and he loves The Undertaker. That's his favorite wrestler. That's his top 5. Is Undertaker, 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 Dead Man, Undertaker. But, my gosh, this made no sense. And it took me out of it for a second. We got back into it, but I was just like, man, what's going on here? We got Baptized saying that I didn't like that Taker was there not only because it didn't make sense, but Taker told Roman, "This is your yard now," and then he turns around and screws him. Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. What comes out of this? Because, okay, there's no real history outside of that one match that Roman and Taker had, but even then that hasn't been alluded to for like years, right? For like 7 years, it has not been alluded to. So what is it? Are we building up to an Undertaker Rock match? I doubt that's happening. And if it is, then okay, that makes kind of sense, and they can build a story around this. Because at some point, Undertaker needs to explain why the hell he did this. But to me, one criticism, even though I think it's a good faith criticism, one criticism in an otherwise great series of moments in a match, that's fine. But man, I don't know, man. I was just like, ugh, like, what are we doing here? You could have had Stone Cold come out, and it would have made more sense. It genuinely would have made more sense because that is The Rock's biggest rival. It makes perfect sense. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, I'm done. Rocky, me and you together. You think you're special? You know, I can see it in your eyes. Oh, hell yeah. All that stuff, right? And it would have been a great moment and all that kind of stuff. But they went with the big pop, or a big pop, which is The Undertaker. All right. That's what they did. Do I wish it was someone else? Sure, but it is what it is. Anyway, but Cody winning was great. That was fantastic. Charles says, title looks good on Cody. I mean, yeah, look, that title just doesn't look bad on him. I'll tell you that. Does not look bad. Charles also asked an interesting question. So MJF still AEW bound? Yes. That is, yeah, that's what I believe. Could I be wrong? Sure, but believe that he's coming back at some point very soon, or at some point soon. But shout out to Cody Rhodes, man. Cody Rhodes was asked if he could speak to his dad, what he would say, and he said, quote, "I hope I lived up to the name, and thank you for that name. And sorry for the tattoo." Oh, that tattoo. Oh no, that tattoo. Yeah, it was really cool. I don't think we're gonna have that design for long. Cody wants the Eagle belt. We'll see if he gets it. We'll see. I know WWE likes that big WWE logo because it's very big and apparent, but we'll see if they keep that. Man, what a WrestleMania, guys. I mean, look, okay. What a moment for WrestleMania. Okay. Again, don't want to be that guy. Like someone asked me, like kind of like contextualize this. Like after I witnessed WrestleMania last night, they're like, oh, like where does this rank all time as far as Manias? I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait until like the next night to even like start thinking about what that looks like or answering that question. If I were to say right now, this was an all-time WrestleMania moment for sure. The Cody winning all-time WrestleMania moment. Night 2 was far and beyond better than night 1. I would have to think about whether this is like top 10. Or I would have to think about whether this is top 15. That's not a shot, but that's just where I'm at. I would say it's in. I'll do a tier list at some point. Actually, I'll put it up on Patreon. I'll do a tier list and on Patreon.com. By the way, that's a great shout for Patreon.com. I'm such an idiot. My WrestleMania stream, and I don't even plug Patreon.com/Real Take Wrestling. One of the best ways you can support the channel, help it grow, and also get access to exclusive content. Hold up. We gotta type this SOB in. And by exclusive content, no, I am not. No. Not that kind of exclusive content. Although, ain't nothing wrong with that. Shout out to y'all grinding. But yeah, go over to patreon.com/Real Take Wrestling. I'll put up at some point. I don't think it'll be this week. Probably next week. I need like some time to really think about this and where it stands in the history of things. But I'll do a WrestleMania tier list and rank the manias. Yeah, we'll do that. How about that? In case y'all are wondering, there it is. Patreon.com/Real Take Wrestling. Pinned in the chat. They nailed the entrances. Entrances were really good at this Mania. I got to witness some of them. They were really good. I thought the Jade, the Big 3 one was really good. I believe at some point Baptized by Fire, mentioned, I can't find it, but at some point it was mentioned that Bruce Pritchard came out. It was also mentioned that by Ali that Nick Khan came out. Both of those are true. Nick Khan obviously has taken on a bit of a more upfront and prominent role recently, ever since the merger went through. And like he is credited with, by Punk, by Cody, by several people high up in WWE, both from an executive standpoint and from a talent standpoint, as instrumental to WWE success. And he's right. They're right. This man has negotiated most of their big deals recently. This man has changed the way the WWE does business, both for the better and the worse, in my view. I think his ability to cut costs and drive quote-unquote value has done a lot to put WWE in the successful position it's in to deliver for its shareholders. At the same time, I think some of his business tactics as far as cutting talent during a pandemic and the most profitable time in WWE history were disgusting and disgraceful. That's just my personal view. That's not, it is what it is. That's what I believe. Because, anyway, not going to harp on that. Covered that ad nauseum. And yet, I'm here and I'm thinking about, that and... we're talking about Bruce Pritchard too. Someone tweeted, I forgot who it was, but I saw a tweet that basically said that they're gonna scrub this moment in like 5 years from WrestleMania, and not like Cody winning the belt, but like Bruce Pritchard, they're gonna scrub him out. So enjoy it while it lasts. There has been a lot of rumor and innuendo that Bruce Pritchard was one of the, like, he was obviously a trusted advisor to Vince for several years. They had a falling out. They drifted apart. He obviously came back into the fold back in 2019, 2020. And ever since then, he was kind of, obviously, again, a Vince McMahon loyalist. And that's what he's been seen as. There are many things that, there's been things that have been alluded to that I'm not going to speak of definitively. However, I don't think Bruce Pritchard is long for WWE, if that makes sense. And that's not me saying that he's going to be implicated in anything or anything like that. Like, although there are certain people who have said that. I'm not going to go that far because I don't know. At the same time, I think it's just, look, it's a new era. And I think eventually Bruce will probably see his way out of this new era. And Charles in the chat says, Nick Khan gave AEW Swerve. He saved pro wrestling. Man, think about what we're about to witness over the next few weeks. We're about to, like, Cody finishing the story at WrestleMania. Whatever the hell is going to happen on Wednesday. Eid Mubarak to me. Eid Mubarak to me, bro. I'm going to get, Tony Khan. That's how you know he's half Pakistani. He's dishing out the Eid to all, like he's like, heck yeah, you get Punk's tape, you get Punk's tape, you get Punk's tape. So he's Tony Khan with a big Eid gift to all of us, giving us that Punk tape for no reason. I mean, I covered why in a video earlier. So go check that out. But we're getting Cody, we're getting whatever the hell is happening on Wednesday, and we're hopefully getting Swerve at Dynasty, and we're also getting what, in my view, is going to be one of the most epic wrestling matches of all time with Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. Like, I cannot tell you how excited for that match I am. Like, it sold so many. The second UNA announced that match, it sold so many people on that pay-per-view. Baptized by Fire says draft is coming up. Draft is coming up. Yeah, that's the rumor, right? Draft is coming up, and it makes sense. I'm telling you, like, another thing that you can't discount, right? Another thing you can't discount, Rollins being one of the first opponents for Cody, and them running back Rollins versus Cody. I could even see them hot potatoing the belt back and forth between those two, because I think eventually Rollins should get a win over Cody. But yeah. Charles in the chat says, can't wait to rewatch the show. I fell asleep right at the beginning, but catched up by the main event. Hell yeah. And I've fallen asleep through a lot of wrestling shows. WWE in 2020? Yeah. Fallen asleep. Man. All right, well, it's almost midnight here, guys. We got Charles saying they nailed the split of the tag titles. Absolutely, they did. Guys, we're heading down the home stretch of this stream. I mean, obviously, if you guys want to stick around, I'm here. Keep asking questions. I'm here. If you want to support the channel, of course, best way to do that is by smashing that like button, making sure as many of you smash that like button, helps more people see the stream. Patreon link is pinned in the chat, obviously, if you want to, get access to exclusive content. And also, you can leave a super chat if you really want to, and you'll keep me around way longer if you do that. We got Heart Attack in the chat saying Cody now has the magic ability to kick out of everything. Yo, dude, the spear Samoan spike combo kicking out of that, I was like, oh yes. I was like, yo, he's winning. It's over. It's all over. He's winning. There ain't no way. Ain't no way they're having him kick out of everything and having him lose. That would be sad. I would be a very sad boy. Sad boy hours. If that was the case. But it wasn't. I mean, like, Cody, look, they put him over strong, and that's what they were doing. That was the intention, and they succeeded. Like, and it was the right thing to do. They needed to put Cody over. Man, oh man. What a video. I'm looking for stuff. What else do we got here? Any news that's being broken? Paul Levesque says, John Cena will be on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow, live from WWE World. We're going to get John Cena on Raw tomorrow? Oh, it's an interesting story from the press conference. Bruce Pritchard, Triple H, Nick Khan gave Cody Rhodes a watch backstage. It's the same watch his father, Dusty, had pawned so that he could pay for Cody to go to acting school. That's really cool. That shows Cody's replaced Roman as far as scaling power. He's the main guy now. He is 100% the main guy. Absolutely, he is. Also, they have him turn to Homelander. Look, that Cody Rhodes heel turn, if it ever happens, for those of y'all who only know WWE Cody or AEW Cody and WWE Cody, I'm telling you, if this man ever goes heel, there are not many people who can do what this guy can do, like as a heel. He's one of the best. Trevor, my co-host for OT Graps, and we got a lot to talk about. So what do you want to talk about? Damn right we do. OT Graps, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Tune in live. Subscribe to youtube.com/OT Graps. You guys can see our predictions, what we thought would go down. Pretty similar to what happened. Charles in the chat says, do you think Raw after Mania will surprise appearance to call up Julia? I think Julia is probably headed to NXT. Yeah, Julia is probably headed to NXT. Trevor saying heel Cody would be amazing. Damn right he would be. F the revival. Yeah, Julia's headed to NXT. I think we could see Braun Breaker have a bigger presence on the main roster moving forward. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What else is going on, man? This press, I probably should go watch this press conference at some point. Ibu of Wrestle Purist just tweeted, Gong, heard you were endorsing Joe Biden. That's why The Undertaker attacked him. Oh, no. Oh, no. Although I totally believe that's something Mark Calloway might do. Heel Cody versus face Roman. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. We got Heart Attack in the chat saying, I think we all need to thank Rollins for sacrificing everything. A hero that wore the shield vest instead of the cape. That's why I'm saying, man, when we get Rollins and Cody next time, we are going to get two people who are great wrestlers, and we're also going to get Rollins who is going to be a little mad at Cody. Going to be a little sore at Cody Rhodes. Trust me on some Jake Roberts stuff. Man. Guys, if you haven't already done so, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Man, oh man, oh man. Well, I think that just about does it for me. I am on some CM Punk stuff, guys. I'm hurt. I'm old. I'm tired. So I am actually insanely tired. I've been basically on no sleep. Went to Mania yesterday, filmed a lot of content, edited some content. Vlog's going to be up hopefully at some point on Patreon tomorrow. Go over to patreon.com/Real Take Wrestling to get that. Charles saying what everyone thought. I thought Mox was going to be in the crowd. If they had done that, and if I'm Tony Khan, I would ask for so much. I'm like, oh, you want Mox? John Cena, baby. Give me John Cena. Nah. I want to hear. Would have broke the internet, and we're still playing the CM Punk tape. What's good, bro? What's good? Oh man, guys, I'm beyond tired. Fantastic moment to end WrestleMania. Very fun time at WrestleMania. Glad I got to spend it with y'all. You got Ryan, last question here. It's asking, hi, bro, what are your thoughts on Seth losing the title? As I said before, I think that they're setting Seth up eventually to go after Cody Rhodes. We'll see what happens in this draft. That's probably going to happen at some point soon. But yeah, I think that they're setting Seth up for Cody. All right, guys. I'm tired. I'm beat. I'm down. Until next time, happy wrestling. Happy WrestleMania. Be back tomorrow at some point with a video. I'm probably going to be on... I have to talk to someone, but I'm probably going to be on another show tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Seth needs preparations. Get my man. Seth is going to win. I think he's going to beat Cody at some point. I think at some point he's going to beat Cody as a heel. But all right. It's been fun, guys. Thank you so much for spending your WrestleMania time with me. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're just getting started. Until next time, be sure to smash that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of WrestleMania 40 overall, the main event, any of the 3 title changes we saw tonight. I want to hear from you. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.